Why are you here? What is your purpose for being here? You and I existing today, what is the reason for that? Why? It's quite simple, really. I see this all the time, especially Christians are always talking about, what their purpose is, or why they are on this earth. I'll tell you. It's a short fucking answer. 2 words, actually. To survive. That's it. Your job here on this planet is to survive. That's it. It's that simple. It's the reason why you have to drink constantly and eat constantly and have a job to have all these wonderful things and shelter and so on and so forth. That's it. I'm sorry, there's nothing really great about that, but that is your job, to survive. And when you come down to the most life-threatening circumstances, I think you really start to understand why you're here. And until you get to that point, I guess you just feel like you're living a luxurious life and that your purpose here is something a bit more complex than just surviving. Like, my purpose here is to educate all the children and tell them all about Jesus. That's my job. Even though if you're educating children, you probably shouldn't be talking about Jesus, because that's kind of an improper education, unless you're strictly going to like a religious school. Even then, I don't think religion should be in schools. So, anyways, that's your purpose. That is the reason. There's no real why to it. It's just a bunch of random acts that happen, and we are here today. I'm sorry you can't accept that. In the grand scheme of things, the universe is over 14 billion years old. You and I won't live a day over 80, unless we're lucky. So obviously our time here in this universe, this experience of living, is completely irrelevant and almost just completely minuscule. It's just that unimportant. You and I are literally that unimportant. Now, I see a lot of crosses that say something like, "Dear Jesus, watch over me," or God, or whatever. "Watch over me and protect me," and blah, blah. How arrogant and selfish and self-centered are you? And are you saying that you aren't capable from getting like point A to point B, or living throughout the day on your own means? Like, you're no longer independent to survive. You have to depend on an imaginary being that you've never seen before. Like, all that doesn't make sense to me. People constantly pray, "Get us there safe, get us there safe, get us there safe. Please protect my friends and family," and it's all about you. And your beliefs, like anti-homosexuality, or like we should love the rich and fuck everybody else, and let's get rid of Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security and blah blah blah, and it's not my problem, it's their problem, they don't know what hurt them, and all this other garbage completely contradicts everything they're trying to preach, that all God's children are loved equally, and this and that, and we should all be loved, and we should treat each other well, but we don't. We treat people like shit. I mean, we really do. And Christians do, especially with their bigotry in other religions. I will say this. Religion deserves credit for inspiring people to go where most people are unwilling to go to help others survive, i.e. Africa. I will say that most of those missions are religious-based missions, and that's awesome. I don't ever say that religion doesn't produce any benefits, because there certainly are some. But mainly, religion is just fucking stupid and creates a lot of issues in the world. So, that's your purpose. Here to survive. You don't need to read all these books. You don't need to flip through your Bible all the damn time. I'm letting you know. That's it. Just survive. And why do you have to have a purpose? Well, why are you so self-centered and so self-important that there has to be a purpose there? Why don't you create a purpose? You know, like my purpose right now is that, you know, I want to pay off debt. You know, that's an accomplishment for me. Yay. I don't think I'm here for any particular reason. And, you know, back to the whole survival thing, I watched on the news earlier, there was a guy that got hit, he was on a motorcycle, he ended up under a BMW 5 Series, which is incredibly heavy, for those who don't know. And all these, like, bystanders rushed over and lifted up the car and pulled this guy out, which is great and awesome and wonderful. And, you know, they call them heroes. These are the heroes. Wouldn't anybody have done that? And if you wouldn't have helped try to get this man from under the car, then you're just a fucking asshole. That's just the damn truth. I think we all have, you know, this sense of we have to protect one another in those type of situations. Because obviously, when those situations don't exist, and things are a little bit more indirect, like economy stability maybe, which is obviously people don't give a shit about that. They just, you know, they care about the person that's under a car right in front of them. But that's wonderful. And then somebody said that there's an angel. You know, these angels came over there and helped lift this car up. Really? Well, what about the angel that didn't protect them from being hit in the first damn place? Did you ever think about that? That's something that most people never consider. You know, I know a girl with a hole in her heart, or she was born with a hole in her heart, and she had surgery, and now it's fixed. And she says that God helped her, and God healed her. No, the surgeons did. You took away that credibility from other humans doing not only their job, but assisting you and really allowing you to live today. You took that credibility away from them, you robbed it from them, and you just gave it to an imaginary being of which you have realistically no relationship with other than the one that your imagination created. But these angels that help you out. But what about what happened beforehand? Like, why were you born with a hole in your heart to begin with? Why did you start off with that disadvantage and those complications? Most people don't get that. Like, I know people that are religious with diabetes. And they're like, you know, well, why isn't God fixing your diabetes? Or why did God give you diabetes? Why did God even create diseases to begin with, right? We're His creation. He loves us. Yet He made diseases, and He didn't give us the ability to repair our limbs or anything else without others' assistance. Yet, you know, some reptiles can do it. Instead, we scab over, which is actually the reason why we can't repair our limbs, is because we scab. So there's just many things that I guess the normal individual doesn't think about. They think about what happens afterwards and not why that complication was there or disadvantage was there beforehand. And I think that's important. You know, like, that guy was so lucky. You know, the guy that got ran over, that guy was so lucky to be alive. And this is talking from their perspective, he got hit by a car and he was under this car, and oh my goodness, God saved him. But in reality, why do you have to end up on the bottom of the car in the first place? I got a family friend whose their dad was riding a scooter and got hit by a car and was in the emergency room. And one of the daughters said that it was like a miracle that he was okay. But I immediately said, well, it was a shame that he had to be hit in the first place. So that's what I wanted to tell you in this awesome video. Yeah! Is that most people don't think about why they're in that position in the first place, to have something lucky or a miracle happen to them for them to get better, or and your purpose here on earth is simply to survive, and any other purpose is just something you created. You know, I'm sorry, because once you're dead, you're just dead, and we will all die. Everything will die.